fuck you, and welcome to another episode of The Smut Club, the podcast where smut is better with friends.
Hello, and fuck you.
That is where you may join in. Not on the hello. Joining in on the hello is a little much.
Oh, some podcast housekeeping. Y'all, because of the writer's strike, which support, absolutely, pay your writers, it's important. The season 3 of Bridgerton has been pushed back to who the fuck knows when.
We've seen December 25th. We've seen Christmas Day. We've seen lots of different things.
Oh, really?
The things I've seen have said 2024. So
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
It's fine. So, just stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
For when that season drops. And also, we will be doing a season finale of the Smut Club and then joining you back in the new year. So stay tuned for that because we're going to take a little vacation for December.
A little Podsky vacay.
A little break.
A Podsky vacay. That now the friends, we will still be seeing one another. We have hard
and
plans.
we'll be still reading that smut.
Oh, hell yes.
We have a big hard plan.
Yeah, we have so many
We
hard
do.
They
plans.
involve the melting pot.
Oh.
Yes.
Because we are as
We had to pull in
basic
that fondue.
as they come.
Drinking the cheese.
Yeah. Can't
So
help it.
just to keep you all engaged and excited, just know that a review of Fourth Wing is coming your way. I finished it recently, and it's all I can think about. it's everything to me.
It's actually all you can think about. I'm having a hard time at this point, and this is no disrespect to my Fourth Wing babies, but I'm just having a hard time disassociating Fourth Wing with How to Train Your Dragon. And
So-
I don't know
Now,
how to
if you're
undo
up
that.
on How to Train Your Dragon lore,
Are they connected?
no.
Are these universes connected?
No, I was just gonna say that I have seen thirst traps.
What?
What's the kid's name?
I'm thinking about Toothless, but that's the dragon.
No, Toothless is the dragon. Well, the kid. Anyway.
I thought you meant of Toothless.
No, not Toothless. The kid.
There we go.
He's probably not a kid.
Crap, I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't think of it. Anyway, How to Train Your Dragon is an excellent series. I would recommend.
We're not.
Toothless.
No shade to How to. It's an excellent.
It's cute. I love it.
It's super cute. It's
Surely
one of
he's not
Jay's
a child.
favorites.
I love it.
He's cried real tears in it. It's just so
I also
tender.
have cried real
It's
tears.
so tender. We love How to Train Your Dragon. I just like. How are they not the same though?
It's-
Like I'm hearing that they're the same. Fourth
I
Wing
think
is sexy. How to
once
Train Your
you-
Dragon.
So this is kind of
Can we make that the
This
title
is
next
spoiler free.
when we review it? Sexy How to Train Your
us.
Dragon.
Yes, great title.
Okay.
Flipping it. Okay, but if you can get to the part where, like, it's called the threshing, the dragon selection process, I think you will be like, oh, interesting.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
the intriguing part.
So
it's like the Sorting Hat.
Like I was already into it, but then when I got to that part, I was like, let's fucking go.
Okay. Well, yeah, you texted me whilst at the airport.
Yes,
and
I
you,
finished it at the airport.
Yes.
Cried tears on a plane.
Everyone knew exactly what you were reading because it was not on a Kindle. You were reading a physical book. But you texted and you were like, "Hey, this is super great," and then you sent me
I
a
forgot
little.
that Kindles are kind of like secretive.
Oh yes, welcome to our podcast.
Yeah.
that is why we can read filthy
And
things.
that's why our brand originally was about Kindles.
Yes, because we were reading filthy things that nobody knew. But the point.
Interesting.
The point is that with Fourth Wing, well, I lost my point at the world building. So you texted and you
Yes.
said that the world building was really minimal for Fourth Wing.
Pretty much none. That drops you in there, and then you just learn as you go, which I love. You
They
have
don't
to-
insult your intelligence.
Yes, and I just don't want to read 30 pages about the fucking government. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like whatever you say, I believe it. That guy's in charge. Sure, great. Love it.
I don't need his backstory.
I don't need to know who he is. He's in charge. I accept.
Like President Snow.
accept.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
accept.
that's what
Yes.
that makes me think of as President Snow.
Exactly.
I don't really, I can't care. I just
No.
want to get into it.
Taylor versus Harry tonight.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
fun.
We've got a lot of things
Had to
happening.
prioritize.
Yes, listeners, we after this, Hopi is joining us here in this
Live
room.
in the studio.
We are all, she may even join while we're still recording, but we're
would love
all going to get dressed up for a Harry versus Taylor dance party.
Yeah.
And we were all dressing up as Taylor.
Yeah.
We're on Taylor's
Loyal.
side.
Well, I don't know.
To-
Sparkles also apply to Harry. He's a very sparkly man.
That's actually, I love that answer. That's
So
very
fun.
true.
Yeah.
So fun.
Very true.
Yes, it's put on by our local Pride Center. And
Yeah.
so all the ticket proceeds and everything goes to support them, which is just beautiful.
That place is a Pride Center.
Yeah. No.
No,
But
it's
it's put on.
the place is a venue.
It's organized.
Oh, okay.
Pride is hosting.
Pride is hosting.
Oh,
Yeah.
cute.
Well, I didn't-
God, I hope I look good tonight. The gays are going to be there.
That's
More
right.
than typical Taylor gays.
It's
So-
it's gays plus.
Oh.
Listeners, this is we're timestamping this moment because this is the moment before
Brandon meets the love
Bean
of his
Dip
life.
meets the love of his life.
Amazing.
Speaking into existence.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
This is the moment,
And
kind
gonna
of.
be in my Reputation era.
Yeah,
Me too.
Oh.
it was so gorgeous.
You know who also is gorgeous?
Oomst.
Anthony Bridgerton.
Yes. But before you try to segue,
Dang it!
Before we try to segue,
Not
Episode,
yet.
We were like segue and hardcore.
We
and it
were.
became like another joke that who can take up with the best segue.
yeah.
the guy from
We
How to Train Your
resist.
Dragon is named Hiccup.
Hiccup. I know it was a stupid name. Hiccup.
I've been
right.
sitting on this one over here.
several minutes.
She's researching. So
Hiccup.
anyway, while we're on break, there's literally 100 hours of content for y'all to consume. So go
Literally.
back, go to the backlog and listen. I know there's been some people diving into The Summer I Turned Pretty, which is
Please.
super great.
We've
Love it.
had
Really?
some. I have my Team Jeremiah
Yeah.
Taylor's version shirt on.
Perfect timing. Oh, yes,
Presently.
because they were getting comments.
Yeah, I was getting some comments, and I saw a spike in the ratings for that one, so that's sweet. And
So
then
fun.
You can always, I'll still be posting content on TikTok and Instagram, so at Smut is Better with Friends on both of those. And while we're on break, please send us your recommendations and things you want us to review when we come back, because
Is this the last
clean
one?
slate. No, we're gonna
Absolutely.
do one more, and then
Oh, okay.
we'll do a little smut,
Cute.
and then we'll
Yeah.
yeah,
It could be fun.
We'll close that with a classic Anna Katie smut moment, and then
I
And
was
then we'll
talking
start
about-
season 2. This has been an awfully long season.
I was talking about what?
it's a 31 episode season.
I think that's normal. That's healthy.
Yeah.
What were you
this
saying,
year?
Bean?
We
Season.
started in April and we released 31 episodes straight.
We set a precedent that we now have to live up to.
Oh,
Yeah. Consequences
okay.
of our own actions, really. But
Yeah.
Got you.
So I hope you enjoyed season 1, 31 episodes.
This is all of a sudden Grey's Anatomy. This is just.
Yeah, exactly.
This is
Right.
a real.
The
this
lore has really evolved over time.
Oh,
is- we
I
do
was,
what we want. Yeah.
Talking to two people at a local place around us, and they didn't know what smut was.
Did
Yeah.
you tell them about a podcast?
Were these the lesbians?
Was it the lesbians?
Was this church?
No, it was
it
our
church?
local fitness establishment.
Oh, was it?
And
The
I
one that
was-
you might instruct at, maybe?
Correct. And I didn't know how to we do the podcast, but
Anna-
no one
Anna does it all
knows
the
who we
time.
are. But
I promote
Oh, she
the
does it
pod
all the
in
time.
public constantly.
She's like, oh, you're reading smut. Have you
Shameless.
heard about my podcast? Here it is.
oh, you say my podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that we're doing it.
Oh yeah. I just say it's a secret podcast, and people, if you say the words secret podcast,
They're like,
Okay.
oh.
I
people
just
are
wanted to-
intrigued.
I just
A
wanted to-
secret sex podcast, a secret smut podcast, skyrocket. I
Oh.
have never had someone not listen after I've described the pod in that way
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Now-
because it's hilarious.
So yeah,
I
you
was-
can tell them. It's fine.
okay.
Anyway,
I was just telling them about I've been listening to this podcast.
I've been listening to this podcast.
Yeah, and I was telling
Yes,
them
you
about,
have.
I was using referral points of
That's so funny, but when they get to the episodes that you're
They're
in,
gonna
they're
figure it out.
wait.
minute.
oh.
they're gonna listen. Honey. They're gonna listen, honey.
Wait.
Okay. I do not want to forget to give props to Bean Dip for making the most delicious cocktails.
Yes.
Bean tip.
These are incredible. These are cucumber sunrises from the Carnival Cruise website.
I know. I didn't realize it was a cruise.
That's
the cruise drink.
That's the drink that we had. Like when we would go to this bar every night, and this is the drink that we would order.
What if I can just ask for it?
And
Because it's delicious.
he was like,
good.
so he asked the bartender, like, "Hey, do you have a recipe for this?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's on the website. Just look it up."
Oh.
Yeah.
If anyone likes or comments on our most recent post or any post
We're
truly
gonna send
and
you a
says
recipe.
if you have had a cucumber sunrise on a Carnival cruise, we will send you some special goodies.
Yeah.
That perhaps might contain some stickers. Some Smut Club stickers.
The Smut Club
Um,
stickers are so fucking cute, you
because
guys.
They're
y'all are
so
wi-
cute.
Y'all are one of us. You're
Yeah.
in the Smut Club.
Love.
If you have also had a cucumber sunrise, so I just wanted to give that plug. Thank you so much for
Okay.
making us delicious cocktails.
Savannah wants to share something about He who must not be
It
named.
came up one day ago, so y'all may have already seen it. I don't know. I haven't been on the internet
Share
the past
everything.
day because I've been losing my noodles. But it is telling me that Joe Alwyn has made his first public appearance in 6
Boo.
months.
Stop.
In 6 months
Is
at
there a picture?
GQ.
Is there a-
GQ? Yeah, he looks
Ew.
stupid.
Show me everything. Did he shave his head?
He looks silly.
He looks
Fucking
silly.
stupid.
Oh my god.
Let me see.
Share it in the
It
group.
does. It says conversation with Friends actor Joe Alwyn, who split with Taylor Swift earlier this year, stepped out in a rare appearance at the GQ Men of the Year Awards and wanted
Men of the year.
Men of the Year.
Bye.
What has he done?
No.
Wait, why would
He
he
saw.
be there?
You know what? You know what? He saw what was going on, and he was like, "Yeah, "Fine, I'll show up. Get people talking about me."
You know, here's the thing. I feel a little
I just didn't
guilty.
even want to look at it.
I feel a little guilty sometimes because I know that Taylor loved him for some reason.
We did
Don't
get
hate me,
Lover
but I still think
because
he's
of-
cute.
It's fine.
We
Little
did
blondie
get-
baby.
I dissociate
Me too.
during that.
It looks good.
I pretend like that's not real.
Me too. In my mind, that's not real.
not real.
This side of the couch agrees.
I hate that I'm attracted to him.
Me too.
Boo!
He's just so
know.
blonde.
I love
Now
blonde
you have to enter your
boys.
email later.
The heels on that boot, that gives me the ick. I do not like the way the heels look
Everything-
on that.
The
We don't
beard
like
gives me the ick. The beard ain't right.
How
I don't
tall
like the
is
way
Beard is
I don't like the way
not.
that
Now look.
jacket fits.
Now
I don't
look.
like any of it.
I'm like, oh, okay, that's a good looking guy.
That's
Now,
a good
if
guy.
Travis Kelce were standing there, I would be hot. I would feel warmth
There's
in
a-
my
Truthfully-
nether regions.
I did at the beginning of the year. I was just like about Travis
Is
Kelce,
it-
very indifferent about him.
Yeah.
And now contextual, I'm like, God, he's so hot.
Don't.
I know.
Like, what's
Knowing
up?
what we know.
Yeah,
Knowing
yeah.
that his dick is massive.
S put. I'm ending the fucking dog's life.
I do want to find out what happened. Actually,
Dog's life.
that means she probably chewed
Chewed
up
up
a
something.
fucking pillow. What happened?
While she's dealing with that,
Have you ever given a squirrela a piece of bread?
Yes. So
She got it, not you.
The
What?
Swiftie. So Swifties, we are who we are. So they went on a mission. They were like, we're gonna find Travis Kelce's most problematic tweets of all time.
And lo and behold, there were none.
Lo and
really?
not a
Bean,
single.
have you not seen any of these?
All we
Love it.
learned was that man loves Taco Bell. He loves the Olive Garden. And he can't spell a single damn word
Nap
right.
time. Nap time Olive Garden with Papa.
Yeah.
Why did Swifty Nation feel the need to uncover
All right, we're about
his
to find
lie?
out. He just
Why
read my
not?
text.
We have to vet him.
Yeah.
We have to vet
Oh,
him.
we're vetting him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. The
If it's a
most
photo of
pure-
my pillows torn up, I'm gonna actually die.
Yeah, well, I'll pitch in. We'll get
Yeah,
you
I'll
new
throw
pillows.
up.
So don't hate me before we find out.
Whatever. She ran out the front door. I don't care.
well,
I don't care
she's
about
fine.
that. I don't care about that.
She's a baby.
Wow, S, come on now.
It is what it is.
I
a
know,
baby
don't
right
hate
now.
me, but I see. Safe space. I see Taylor and Joe actually like when you would look at him. I would see Taylor and Joe together, not Travis and Taylor together.
I was always so
You-
neutral on Joe
I
Allen.
see them actually.
You are a
he existed.
homosexual. You, as you said today.
What? How does that have homosexual?
You don't understand. Like, as a straight woman, I am like, oh God, yes.
Yeah.
When I
Oh,
see
God.
Travis Kelce.
Oh, okay.
So when I see
mean,
Joe
he's attractive.
Allen, well, no.
Wait, I think I saved
When I
something.
see Joe Allen, I'm like, yeah, like okay, but
I think the thing with Travis,
but when I
Kelce,
see them together, I'm like,
he does
Oh
across
my
the board,
God.
like he does all the stuff across
Yeah.
the board. Like
That's what it
He's
is.
confident. It's hot. He's
Mm-hmm.
silly. It's
He's
hot.
so silly.
He's so sweet. Have y'all seen the clip of him holding his little baby
Yes.
niece for the
I
first
can't.
time? And he's like, "Hey, girly."
Yeah.
And, I mean, he's just like,
And
just like a football,
like a
just like a
football. And he
football.
tucks it
And
right
he just
in.
tucks her
Just
right in.
like a
Hey,
football.
girly. And I'm like, oh God, it's so sweet.
would you like your headphones back? Yeah,
He does it all. Like he's
This is
just
the Travis Kelce fan club, truly.
biggest fan. He loves his mama. He respects his dad. He loves his brother. He's so sweet to his nieces. He's our number one fan.
And
he's
has-
such a good friend.
He has a job. He's fully employed.
He has a job.
Gainfully employed.
Wait, Joe didn't have
And
a
he's
job?
solid. He's just
Well,
a
Joe is an
solid
actor.
What
man.
did Joe ever fucking do? Have you ever seen anything that he's been in?
The only thing he did was run
I've
to
not
the
heard of
limo.
Conversations
or
with
the-
Friends.
run to the
Literally,
Escalade.
Here's
put
the thing.
bandanas over Taylor Swift's face.
The older I get, the more of a competence kink I acquire. I am so into a man who
What?
knows what the fuck he's doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, and do you? So you saw him? You don't see her and Travis together like aesthetically?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
I do. I've seen it and I like it.
Yeah.
I've seen her sprint into his arms.
And so I think like proportionally, that's the hottest part of it.
Gold.
Like, if I was
She's
he's-
so little. And
If I was
I would climb him like a tree.
I would think like, oh, they would fit together. Travis and her, no. But now that you see like the back end of it, that just proves like it doesn't really matter about what's on the exterior, what's about the inside, you know.
It's so true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that they are aesthetically beautiful together, but it just goes to show, that
Well, as long as she gets to be herself and he's not a repub, we're good. No
he's
repubs allowed.
sponsor for Pfizer. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I got so much hate off that too.
He's such
Over
a
a
good
fucking
guy.
flu and vaccination and a COVID vaccination shot.
I mean, y'all don't want to get vaccinated. Okay, we'll see you in the next life, I guess.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
So
okay,
dumb.
cool. Yeah, I feel like he is just a great example of a golden retriever baby, and I can confirm. Siri agrees.
Yes,
I can
Siri
confirm. Marry the golden retriever. Marry the golden retriever. It is.
just
It's a
stretching.
good fit.
all right, let's dive in because we actually do have things to do.
Because we've been talking for 30
Y'all,
minutes.
episode 7 and 8 of Bridgerton season 2.
Yes.
Wow, this is when all the shit hits the fan.
job to do.
We've got
When the
things to
shit
do.
hits the fan.
All right, so I'm sure Brandon's note is before mine, but he's distracted doing something else, so I'm going to jump in.
Sure is.
Welcome to Nighttime, Katie, where I'm a bitch on this podcast. This episode opens up with Kate
Oh my god.
daydreaming about that hot ass kiss. So she's laying in bed.
She is
Feeling herself.
She is masturbating.
She's
To
rubbing
be
her
clear,
lips.
we know exactly what baby girl's
She's
doing,
touching
and
her
we love
little
it.
titties.
Go for it.
Ooh,
Go for it. Live your life.
She's and honestly, me too.
I wish
girl.
y'all could see
Sexuality.
Kate,
And then she gets interrupted and it
sexualize
sucks.
his microphone.
Sexuality is healthy, and she is exploring her body. It is so beautiful. And
Did she?
Yes, she did. She was
We're gonna
definitely.
say
She was working her way down until she got interrupted.
She definitely was.
Oh.
And it's
She did get
just,
interrupted.
I mean, one, relatable. Two, like, it's destigmatizing self pleasure, which we love to see. It happened in the last season. And it's just, I don't know, so tender, so lovely. Cute.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
cheering.
sorry.
we support brag writers on this podcast.
Yes, yes, yes.
Womanizer sponsor us.
Dipsy, sponsor us.
Dipsy sponsor us. And then I just
Dixie, the
Dipsy.
place.
It's audio porn.
Dipsy the Teletubby.
I was like, the
Yes.
cup,
The
the place.
Dixie.
We want
La la. Oh,
Oh.
yo. Teletubbies. Teletubbies. Say, hey.
I don't know if I know that part of it. All I know is Tinky Winky, Dipsy, la la la. That's all I know.
That's the only part I remember. Teletubbies, they were high.
You didn't watch
They
the
were so
Teletubbies?
high. You need to watch the
TV's on their
Teletubbies.
bellies. Teletubbies.
They're so fucking cute.
They have
They're
TVs
British,
on their
I
I
am
went as a Teletubby for Halloween one year.
never drinking cucumber sunrises before a podcast ever again. And secondly,
You can't have two microphones.
I am older, and Teletubbies wasn't in my era.
Well, you were just
So
too
thank you
old
for
for
making
it.
me
But you could have watched it. You could have watched it in middle school, but you chose not to.
Oh. Anyways,
As my students would
Poor
say,
decision.
bro, that's embarrassing.
Bruh.
Bro, that's so embarrassing.
Bruh. I hate middle school term. I learned gnat.
Yeah.
Yat. Brief sidebar. Can you explain to me yat?
I wish I could.
I've heard it's about a
Yat?
nice ass.
Oh, well, then it's about me. Just kidding.
Yes, it is, ladies.
Yat, Y-A-T.
Girls,
YT.
guys, and theys.
Also, here's what was embarrassing. Sorry, this is a complete sidebar, but here was what was embarrassing
whole
to a
episode's a
teenager.
You can tell when we haven't seen each
Give
other in a
that
while.
the title.
Yeah.
This whole episode is a sidebar.
Yes.
We'll see you next week. For
Y'all who skip through our bullshit. Sorry.
I don't know what to tell you.
That's what he said to Kitty.
Wait, what were you saying?
So teenagers find the dumbest things embarrassing. So today,
Teens.
maybe it was yesterday. Yesterday, what a teenager found embarrassing was got that out
Okay,
anyway.
please tell me. Teenagers find the worst, stupidest things embarrassing.
Yeah, so kid comes to my office and they're like, I need you to come with me to the cafeteria. And I was like, why? And they were like, well, I have to pick up a form from Coach. I'm not going to say his name. From the coach.
That's discerning.
Yeah.
Excellent.
From the coach.
That's very.
And
Wow.
I was like, okay, do you need me to write you a pass? Like, why do you need me to walk with you? I can write you a pass so you can go to the
That's
cafeteria.
mine, but okay.
And she was like, well, no, I don't need you. I want you to go with me. And I was like, why do you want me to go with you? And she was like, it's like literally so embarrassing to walk into the cafeteria.
What?
I was like, excuse me.
Says the girl
so
who never went
embarrassing
to
to go
school.
get some food.
It's
You
like,
know, I can actually understand
You were
that.
late?
a little bit.
lunchtime. It was
But she's not anywhere in those people, and she just has to roll up in there, and everyone's gonna turn and look at her.
And
Literally,
it's not more
like-
embarrassing to bring someone with you.
Oh, like a.
a grown adult.
A grown adult?
Oh, I
Yeah.
get it.
Although
If I
you
brought a
aren't very
friend, that'd be
tall.
fine. But if I brought a staff member with me, I'd be like, well, now this really
Yeah,
sucks.
and so I was like, so I walked with her to the cafeteria. We stood at the coach's table, and so she's
Oh, she had to go up to a table.
to get the
I'm glad
form.
you relate with this
I
baby.
do.
Good job.
She's not. It's not like she's walking up on stage. It's like
She's fine. Just go.
everyone walks up to this table at some point during lunch. She walks up to the table and she gets the form, and well, she stands there, and I'm like, okay, what do you need? Like, hello, let's go. What do you need?
Drink water.
And she's like, well, I need one of those. Like, I need one of those papers. And so he gives her the paper, and I was like, so was it less embarrassing for me to stand here next to you while you had to get that piece of paper from the coach
Yeah.
than it was to just walk over here by yourself? And she's like, it's literally like so embarrassing.
Literally, like so
Super cringe to
embarrassing.
do this. Super cringe.
Cringe.
It's so cringe to walk into the cafeteria.
Babies, honey.
It's so embarrassing.
It's cringe.
Like-
Miss
Did
Miss
she yat?
Katie.
Was it yat? No, was it?
No, yat is when someone has a nice ass.
She didn't
Oh.
say yet. Okay, anyway.
You know who does
Wow.
have a nice ass? Anthony Bridgerton.
And we've seen it many times.
And we've
Yeah.
seen it.
Okay.
God.
Keep going.
What I
Please
actually-
don't stop.
What I actually want to know is where I can buy a hammered copper bathtub. That's what I want to know.
Oh, they put it
I
in the
would
bedroom.
love to
It's
tell
weird.
you.
They make
Cherish.
their bath in the
I
bedroom.
would also like to have someone
Cherish, get
run
a
a bath
vintage
for
one.
me.
And put
fix
flowers
it up.
in it?
I would maybe pass on bathing with my sister and my mother.
Specifically,
but
I
I
would-
would like to have someone run a bath for me.
By a roaring fire.
Yes.
With a glass of
That
wine.
sounds lovely.
Okay, so now, yes, at the hammered bathtub, as we discuss this, Brandon very thoughtfully is going to make us seconds on our cocktails, which is something we have required of him, and it is deeply appreciated. Yeah, I don't know that I would love to bathe with any family members whatsoever, especially ones who are not talking to me,
You're the easy one.
but I would love a beautiful, beautiful bathtub.
It was like bathing in a Moscow Mule. Like the
It was like bathing in a Moscow Mule,
which
but
is
warm.
what I'm going to do tonight.
A copper mug.
Yeah,
Hell
it's
yes,
hammered
we are.
copper.
In sequins.
In
A
sequence.
bathtub would be better.
So I
Anna,
just...
you're in charge for reading my notes.
Okay. What minute are you at, Katie Bird?
4.
Oh, well, I have several before then, and by I mean Beanden. So
Beanden.
at minute 121, all caps, the Viscount in that bed. Period. Fire emoji.
It was
Yeah,
hot.
sure.
So who was he fucking?
He wasn't fucking anybody.
Whomst?
He just woke up post-kiss.
Wait, he was just
He was
laying
feeling
in the
it too.
bed?
He was just laying there.
He was hot though. Him and
Oh
his,
my
his chest hair, yeah, it was
God.
hot. Thank you.
God. Okay,
Anyway.
yes, he was hot. He's always hot. Okay, in minute 231, I, on the behalf of Beanden, will note this. At minute 231, okay, allow me to read the note. Okay, but the three of them really needs to bathe in the same room, space, exclamation point, or question mark, ew. Like,
I think
You
it'd be
can't
okay
be
to bathe in
alone
the same
with a
room as my
man.
sister, but I do not want to bathe in the same
you
room as
can't
my
be
mother.
alone with, oh, this is a great point. This is a great point. You can't be alone with a man in a garden, but you can bathe with each other. Excellent point.
True.
Thanks.
Brandon?
And they're
Thank
not
you.
speaking. They're just
They're
sitting there.
sitting there.
Like this.
Well, that's because little Miss Saucy Pants.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'll be
'cause-
here all week.
yeah.
I got,
good
I got
work.
a note about Edwina down here. At the
Yeah,
bottom. She
Edwina.
started to really wear me out there. For a
Did y'all
minute.
hear the cocktail shaker? Okay, that's all I've got for Beanden's notes.
Okay. So at 4 minutes, Anthony, okay. Now, Anthony's in a sad boy era, and
Always. Okay. When is Anthony not in his sad boy era?
he's even more in his sad boy era now.
This is just exacerbated.
It's exacerbated sad boy, and I like it.
0 out
I
of
will
10.
not.
sad boy.
I will not be criticized.
Y'all can have all the sad boys. I will take a golden retriever and I will be happy.
Okay.
I'm glad we've divvied this
Great.
up. I'm glad we've settled this. Okay. Okay.
So
Been married for many years.
he's really going through some like serious self-loathing, which is sad to watch. But he says,
sadly relatable.
He gets very like snippy with Violet and says, because Violet's like, well, we're gonna go promenade like a respectable family because we're all in this together.
Because nothing happened.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
And then Anthony responds, a respectable family is headed by a gentleman, is it not?
Fuck off. First of all, that's your mother. Second of all, fuck off.
Yeah.
First of all, don't speak to Violet that way.
Yeah.
Took that. He made a mistake.
I really didn't need to be saying those words.
He made a little misstep.
Well, and whoever that was, who was she? Eloise.
One glass
I
of
kept wanting
wine.
to say Daphne. Eloise said all of this because a woman merely changed her mind.
Yes.
Oh, Eloise.
Heaven forbid a woman change her
Can't
mind.
do that. None of that.
Great point. Thank you for calling that out, Eloise. We appreciate it, actually. Wow. What minute you got, Kitty Bird?
8:18.
Well, I got 8:01, and by I mean Bean Dip. Okay, Colin and capital Y, capital D, yellow dress, looking at each other. Let's put some respect on her name.
Not Penelope. Reduced
Penelope.
to yellow dress.
Penelope featuring top to you.
We shan't be calling her yellow dress. Okay, Colin and yellow dress looking at each other. Question mark? What? Exclamation point. Eyes emoji. And I can't believe Anthony is legit just being cast aside. Like he's not worthy anymore. So dumb. No punctuation. What are our thoughts, friends and family?
You don't like my notes, Savannah? God, can everyone hear this?
Word for word. You're welcome, listeners. I am nothing if not thorough. It's the featuring tops.
I didn't hear a single word.
Thank you.
We've only been
I
4
was thinking about the
minutes.
featuring tops.
Penelope featuring top.
I've got tears coming. Congestion in my chest. I'm wheezing into the mic.
We've had a long job.
All right, can
All of us do really hard things for a living.
Anna, keep reading.
We
Stop
work
singing.
with people who have a lot of
Keep reading my notes. It's so funny.
Okay.
well, I'm at 1852, so I think Katie Bird's got to take the
I missed. I did not hear a single word you said.
I think that it's your turn.
Okay.
I think we're gonna move on.
I'm gonna cut all of that out. I can't have 2 minutes of silent laughter on the podcast.
That's the best.
We're drunk.
I'm so
Everything is
hard.
fine. We're drunk.
Everything is fine. We're drunk. Anyway,
Anyway,
not drunk.
a note that I have. You might be about to say this, but a
good.
note I have
I feel
is:
fine.
please imagine Lady Featherington.
Savannah, say it.
do you mean featuring top or what?
Tell me everything. I'm on the edge of my seat. What did Lady Featherington
Please
do?
imagine her trying to make Lady Bridgerton feel small. She was like, "I'm imagine you out and about."
Yeah, she like looks down her
you wanna
nose and
fuck
she's
off?
like, oh. It's like,
Lady
bitch, you're
Featherington.
wearing lime green.
Bitch, I said what I
Fuck
said.
off.
And
And she said, "We're not mourning. It's not as if we're mourning."
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And she was
a-
like, "I know how it feels because
sweet-
of your son and Marina." And I was like, "Girl, you did that.
That was
That's your
Marina's
fault."
It seems as if you're the problem, Lady Featherington.
They also told Edwina, who I'm lukewarm on, that she might still find a husband after she quite literally just left a man at the altar.
Yeah, she's
They're like, "There's still
you
time."
can still find a husband yet. It's like
that is
what?
the only point of
I
existence,
left
actually.
a man at the altar yesterday, so
There's
I'm back at it, I suppose.
there's a little seeds in
This
it.
can only go well. Thank you so much.
It tastes so much better.
Brandon, I cannot express my joy.
It tastes so much better.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. Truly, this is an act of service, and that is my love language. That and gifts. I just have object permanence problems. I need to see that you care for
Keep
me.
reading my notes because it's really the funniest thing I've ever heard.
I actually would love that. But your notes don't start again until 1852.
So okay, 8:18. The queen thinks that Eloise is Lady Whistledown, and she's like, "I'm onto you, little lady." And Eloise is like, "What?
I didn't do it.
I didn't do that."
Don't look at me. That's that scene. like made me feel irritated because
Yeah.
that is the worst feeling. It's when someone's like, "You're lying," and you're like, "No, I'm not." And you're trying.
I don't know how else to tell you.
Say that you're not, and they're like, "No," and she said, "Your denial will only enhance your punishment," and you're like,
What?
"I'm literally telling the truth right
I'm
now."
telling the truth.
It's such a helpless feeling where you're like, I just don't know what to do right now, especially when that
Yeah.
person has more power than you,
Oh my
or
God.
is able to like exercise that power in a weird way, like in a relationship situation. It's a weird situation where you're like, I don't fucking know what to do right now.
It's such
I
a
feel like
strange...
I'm in the right, and I don't know how to get there.
Well, and I mean,
made
I'm
me feel
so
irritated.
looking forward to seeing how Yellow Dress, Penelope, and Eloise work this out in the next season because Penelope did Eloise a solid by working this out because there was nothing, in fact, that Eloise could have possibly said to have cleared her name. However, Penelope took care of business.
And yet, it's still.
So at 12 minutes, the Sharmas and the Bridgertons are kind of strategizing of how they're going to present themselves to society and be like, everything's cool, no worries. And they're like, we're going to go to the museum, it'll be fine. And then Newton runs in, and then
cameo to Newton
yeah,
Angel baby.
as a lifelong dog lover.
Just a baby dog.
Excellent
yeah,
baby dog.
And so Kate and Anthony are trying to get Newton out. They stand up, they get really close to each other. There's some tension. He looks at her, and Edwina is like, was I this blind the whole time? Like, they're very much like
Were they always this obvious?
breathing at each other.
I loved that when Edwina
She was like,
realized,
what the fuck?
wait, have they always been this into each other?
And like Edwina is saying that, and Anthony is still looking at Kate's neck.
And everyone's like,
I was
a little
like-
bit.
Hot.
Anyway.
The way he looked at her neck, I was like, oh my god.
Was he gonna suck the man out?
I honestly
Well.
wish he would.
Apparently.
Yeah, just a hickey waiting to happen.
Woo!
Ew.
I think I'm next.
Embarrassing.
And
It's
by
so
we are garbage.
They are.
I disagree.
For a
Okay.
hickey, I
like-
like to have headphones on.
We've
You
covered
wanna-
we've covered this on the podcast. I like them.
About hickeys? Mm-hmm. So when you walk up to someone randomly in the middle of like, when you walk up to someone and randomly in the middle of like, in public, and you're like, you see a massive bruise on their neck, they're like, ooh, they
Not
got
a
it done.
huge one, but like,
Well,
in-
some.
Teeth,
My hair
teeth dug
covered-
into
But
that
imagine
neck.
like on your collarbone.
yeah,
Yeah.
collarbone.
Hot.
The mark you saw on my collarbone.
Maroon.
She's talking about a hickey.
Yes, we have at length discussed scarves on this podcast. Scarves in the early 2010s and whatnot.
When
Scarves.
hickeys were all the rage.
Truly, well, hickeys were easily cover-upable, depending on what time of year.
I had a whole wardrobe of scarves because
Those light and
of-
fluffy ones, even for the hot
And
summer
also,
months.
it's
Nice circle
sometimes
scarf.
unavoidable depending on how sensitive your neck skin is.
100%.
Like if you could literally just, and it would be, whoop, there it is.
Yeah.
So that's how S is. I mean, I could literally just like,
And there's a
there it is.
hickey.
And I'm like, well, great.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
It's a little love
Yeah,
mark.
it was really unfortunate when his dad said something at the dinner table that was, I wanted to die. But
oh,
But also, like,
yeah, I
that's
was
your
like,
dad. That's his dad's fault for
I was like,
mentioning
well,
it.
yeah, I did that, but also I'm gonna die. I think maybe after this.
sure. But also, like,
But also, yeah,
your
maybe
son
maybe
is
let's
doing
not.
just fine.
Yeah, maybe we don't need to do that. While we're eating our Brussels sprouts. I don't know if that was necessary.
Not right in front of my Brussels sprouts.
Maybe also we
We're
don't
gonna
need to bring it up.
Not in front of the Brussels sprouts.
That is stinking adorable. Okay, are we ready for the next note?
Yeah.
1852, and this is, to be clear, Bean Dip's note. Okay, lowercase, period. So, do you go with the plan to write something bad about Eloise, spelled with a U, space, question mark? Turn yourself in? How do you fix this?
Ew.
Space, question mark. Okay. So this is when...
What did I say?
I'm not honestly
You'll have to
sure.
listen back to the pod.
This is when Penelope. I think you are externally processing here in this note questions about what Eloise or what Penelope is going to do about Eloise.
So here's the thing about the difference between like media and real life. This is a situation where you have a fucking conversation.
You say, listen,
You
I'm
say,
so sorry this
hey,
is happening. That's actually me.
Right,
wanna handle this?
You take Eloise into your room. You show her all the shit, all the money you have, besides like other than her just like digging through your stuff and finding it. You tell her, hey, like actually, I'm Lady Whistledown. Sorry, I've been writing about your family, but this has been like really fun for me. And
The longer
Now
it went on.
now that you and I both know, we can come up with a plan for the queen. We can work on this together. But
And maybe she does still write what she wrote, but Eloise gets to be in on it.
Right.
And she's not
And-
blindsided.
exactly.
And in real life, that's how it would have gone.
Exactly.
There's no IRL people who would have just been like, oh, let's continue this horrible, dreadful secret that's surely going to be found out.
That's what I wrote
But-
is,
yeah.
you know, she's having a hard time because she writes something and Eloise is ruined, quote unquote. But then she doesn't write something and Eloise is still ruined because she was like, I'm going to ruin your family
Great point.
if you don't come out. So it's like, what's better?
Yeah.
We
You know,
call that
write
a
this
rock
thing
in a
about
hard
Eloise and
place.
save the whole family, or don't write anything at all and the whole family goes down. So which one? And it's so hard.
Yeah.
And I finished episode 8 today, and so it's fresh on my mind when Eloise, spoiler, when Eloise goes
You finished it today.
yeah, I am nothing if not prompt. And so, yeah, it's a terrible, they really go through it. Okay, what else you got, Katie Bird?
At 23:25, they're at the museum, so they're kind of promenading at the museum. They're like, "Hey, cool. What's up, society? We're all fine." And Anthony and Miss Sharma or Lady Sharma, the mom, are kind
Yes.
of walking arm in arm. Anthony says, I don't think I ever truly apologized to you specifically about what happened, and I want to apologize. And Lady Sharma says to him, men often require more time to realize their culpability in such matters. It is quite the
right.
privilege, is it not?
Whew!
Eat him up.
The threads of just overt feminism
Yeah.
throughout all of Bridgerton.
Men often don't realize their fault in things like this. It's quite the privilege, actually.
Men often have to be told what their fault is.
Yeah.
And things like
Men are privileged? Never.
Well, it's just such a beautiful example of just the general bullshittery. And I mean, you know, when we read and when we think back on Regency era things, we're always like, oh, well, surely the women were just going along with this because that's how history has been written. And it is so refreshing to see women blatantly like acknowledging that the system is fucked, as women still are here today.
as
But-
if nothing has changed.
We watched the Barbie movie for like the millionth time the other day, and at the end it says the Kens are like, "Oh, can we have a seat in the Supreme Court?" And they say, "No. But maybe one day they will have the same amount of power as women do in the real world." And it's a great line.
Yeah.
It's a great line.
What really got me to detour to keep on our theme, what really got me in the Barbie movie was when she does go to the real world and she's talking to the Mattel people and she's like, okay, can I just talk to who's in charge?
Yeah, like,
Your
where's the
CEO?
woman in charge?
The
Your
women in-
COO?
the woman in charge.
Your CFO, anyone, a director,
It's like a
manager,
group of
anybody.
men around a pink table deciding.
manager of the Barbie division, like
Yeah.
anyone.
A single woman, actually.
He's like, we had one 15 years ago.
Yeah. And he's like, I know what you're getting at. And we did have a woman in 1947. Like,
Yeah,
whatever
and
he
he's like,
said.
I have a daughter, and he has an aunt. So
I was
He
born
has
from a woman.
aunt.
yeah,
Will Ferrell
He
is
was
brilliant.
like, I was born from a woman. Incidentally, as was many of the people on this earth.
Yes.
As it'll happen,
Most.
pretty much the
Shall we say.
population is here because of folks with vaginas. So thank you so much.
Yes, actually.
for chitty-chatting about that.
You're welcome, universe.
You're so welcome.
Yes.
Anyway,
she was onto it. She was a feminist.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
our girl.
Okay.
I think that I can't remember if this was around this time, but I do have a note about Edwina that I mentioned at the beginning of the episode. And I said, maybe I'm just in a bad mood today. I don't remember when I watched episode 7, but I was in a bad mood apparently when I watched it. And I said, maybe I'm just in a bad mood today, but I'm sick of Edwina.
Yeah, same.
And I was just like, Moo, I'm sorry.
It's like,
She's too
I
white.
do recognize that you just left this man at the altar. And like, I get that's embarrassing. And that's
Sure.
weird. That's fine. But also move on. I know you didn't love him. You spoke to him 4 times total. Like, come on.
like you didn't even think he liked you.
We don't have to do this.
Most of the time, you're like, I don't even think he likes me that much.
We don't have to just not ever look in our sister's direction because of this. I get that that's weird, but
I think for context,
I'm
it's
over it.
important to
I'm over
consider.
it.
Yeah. Oh well. But also, it's important to consider here not to give any excuse to Edwina, but it's important to consider how old she is. She's
fair.
probably 16.
I think she is 16.
this is some solid
I think she is
16-year-old
16
shit.
actually.
Petty.
How old
none of
is
my
Daphne?
None of my business.
It's embarrassing to walk into the
Daphne
cafeteria.
was like 16 or 17.
Yeah, 16, 17.
Way to refer
It's
that
like
back.
actually
Yeah.
so embarrassing to walk in. It's like really embarrassing to get married. Honestly, it's
Yeah,
like so
really
embarrassing.
Really embarrassing.
Ew, you're
to
married.
publicly jilt my fiance at the altar. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And I do remember what it felt like, you know, to be that old, but also
but also Edwina,
Let's move on.
the actor, actor is not. I mean, she's clearly in her mid-20s.
Yeah.
Like, so it's hard to like hold those two truths of like she's playing a much younger person and she's acting like one. But yeah, it was petty. It was
Yeah, a
petty
week
as
and a
hell.
half ago, I was not having it.
Petty.
Like, I'm done.
Bean Dip's note at minute 28:01. Eloise, again with a U. That is one way to spell Eloise. I'm not knocking
Eloise.
it. I'm not knocking
When
it.
you put it in there, you don't come back.
Yeah, it works. That's true. This is the
That's
shared
why I
note.
just did my own note.
Exactly. Eloise likes the print shop. I feel like that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I feel
The
like you should.
threes actually don't like when we're not
but look, I
together
can
in a group
scroll on
setting.
She has her own perfectly functional note.
I can scroll on mine.
Whose
and I
idea
can
was-
You know
delete.
what? I can too. It just takes.
Right.
So can I. It just takes all night.
Just
takes
the threes enjoy group settings with all of us together.
Yes, well, in any event, 28:01. Eloise likes the print shop kid, right? Space question mark. They'd be cute together. 100 emoji. Yes, Eloise.
I like that you're questioning that now after they've been in a relationship this whole season.
Well,
No,
I do
you
love
thought that
Theo.
it was just.
I wouldn't
about-
think that was a relationship.
Well, so the thing about that
They've been
scene,
flirmancing.
He hurts me in that scene.
it really sucks because the thing about Theo, his self-preservation is kicked in, right? I don't blame him for that. And he basically tells her like, hey, this is fun for you. You get to come and like play around down here, but like this is dangerous for me, like on a physical level. Like,
I love what he
Is he
said.
gonna get beaten up?
yeah, like he can get sentenced.
Class?
Like it's not.
Class. It's classism.
It's silly.
yeah, this is silly
I was
classism.
silly.
Yeah.
With our noodles.
Yeah,
Yes.
noodles for brains.
So I love that Theo was like pretty confrontational, and he was like, "Hey, like this is not safe for me, and it's fun for you to get to come and play down here, but like we can't do this anymore." Like,
But the
I thought I
risking
made
for
a
the
note
hope of
about
it
this.
all.
no,
Apparently I
I think
didn't.
it's hot, and I love the.
Yeah.
I think they're adorable together.
He
I
said
see them
something to
fitting.
her. I thought oh no, I did. I don't know how I missed that. He said, "You've taken your pleasure from low life."
Yeah.
Is what he says to her. And I was like, oh, God.
Like, yeah, he really came.
Yeah.
They're both so cute together.
That
Maybe they'll be
I
season
know. I know they're
They're
precious.
sweet.
4. Oh
Well,
my God.
it's a wrong side of the tracks. It's up. I love that. Upstairs, downstairs.
That would be a great season.
You're just gonna scoop this mic.
Yeah, that'd be a great season if they had like
I think that will be
like
your
red, white,
season.
royal blue. It'll be 1-1. Well, bad example. They're both. Never mind.
They're both from different worlds. Different worlds.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
Land that plane. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
A
be
wrong
a
side
great
of the
season.
tracks. Wrong side of the tracks is
I
the
bet
trope.
If they did like a inside scoop or like or an idea of what it would look like to be not the royal, wanting the royal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what Eloise's book is. But
Writers, if you're
I
listening
would
for
be
Netflix, get on it.
I know
And you know
I know
they
you just got
are.
off of strike.
Yeah, but hurry up.
And you know they are.
Yeah. And then a little bit later, 38 minutes, Eloise thanks Penelope for always being a loyal friend.
That hurt.
Ow.
Yeah. Oof.
Oh. And this was like right before everything falls to shit.
Anyone who has ever had friend drama, this is how it feels. This like, ooh, I'm, yeah, they're not on the same page. And it's like this third party, we're able to see like, ooh, they're, shit's about to hit the fan.
The Bridgertons host a ball, and no one shows up, which sucks. But then Anthony, king of my heart, he's like, "Hey, Francesca, come dance with me."
Yeah.
That was
It's
so
a party.
cute.
We're gonna dance, and they do a little dance. It's so fucking
He
cute.
said something about harmony, I think, or something like that. He was like, "Isn't the theme of this party harmony or
Yeah,
something?" I
he's
can't
like,
remember if
"Let's go,
harmony
we're
was the
gonna
word he
dance."
used, but he was like, "Come on, everybody, get in here!" And I was like,
Oh, the
God.
family dance.
Yes,
Love.
so
I put
sweet.
That. I put that. I love.
And then we get the bomb
And so
from
then
Lady
all
Whistle
shit
Down.
goes to hell when the Lady Whistle Down article comes out. It's like,
Anthony gets so very mad.
well,
So
it's
very
about
mad.
Eloise.
Well, and because Penelope did this, Lady Whistledown did this to protect Eloise because
She did what she had to
Like,
do, but it's hard.
Props to the actress who plays Eloise. She did such an incredible job, like looking so shocked and then like going to her room and then like completely breaking down. And it was just beautiful.
I intended for that to be.
Katie Burke just caught popcorn
Brandon's beating her up
mouth.
for doing it.
Bean Dip is so proud. This was a. You just let her hold your mic for that.
Some
He
abuse
fully
for.
grabbed my boob.
Just silent.
Wait, what base is that?
Second.
Second. Thank you.
Second. For folks with boobs. Okay.
Okay, and then
And it's
47
only 6
minutes.
o'clock.
We got to get to the notes. We got to get to the clip notes.
Yeah, this is a good one. We got a good one right here.
Where are the good ones at? Oh, lighting the season.
So Anthony and Kate are fighting once again. Let's go.
Shocker. They always fucking fight.
And
Hot.
It's hot.
he says,
Hot that they're fighting?
The tension is hot.
well, let me tell you. Tell me if you think this
They
is hot.
vex each other.
Let me read this back to you.
you.
It is maddening how much you consume my very being. All I find myself being able to breathe for is you. Do you think I want to be in this position, contending with these thoughts of wanting to be nowhere except you, wanting to run away with you, of acting on the most impure, forbidden desires, no matter how much I remind myself I am a gentleman. And then he leans in and just like breathes into her neck.
Bye. That's my note. The way his voice gets all breathy.
Yeah.
He's like,
Smut. Smut. He is excellent.
and they're doing this thing
at
with
the
their
sexual
faces.
frustration.
Yes.
They're moving their heads like this.
47.
He is slaying sexual frustration.
My next note is my face went. I was watching. I was like,
And then, okay, why is it so hot when I'm, because we've seen this with Travis. Why is it so hot when a man shakes his head?
I don't know.
Tell me why.
Shaking
No.
which way?
Just like
it's almost like a
like what you do to me.
yes.
You insolent
You
woman.
insolent woman. That's what I was gonna say.
You fucking insolent woman.
Yes. And then so after he gets that speech, he's like, please go inside. Go inside. And then she's like, what did I tell you about you and your orders? Let's fucking go.
And then I fainted.
Yes.
And then I fainted.
All right, folks. The one and only real sex scene.
We get fucking smut.
for the one and only sex scene in this season. So it is so beautifully shot. It's super artistic. It's
Slow burn if there ever was
it's
one.
gorgeous. Slowly undressing her. He's on his knees for so fucking long.
As it should be.
Why?
It is.
Why? Why is he on
But
his knees?
also the clip of
You
him
mean this-
between her legs.
You mean this with a,
When
as
it
a
pans
joke,
over
right?
his eyes, I was like,
the eye contact.
bye. Bye.
No.
I'm out.
So the thing I love about the sort of off-screen oral sex, you could just see her. So like all you see is his hand like clutching right here between her breasts.
It'll do it every time. And he's straight and listening. And I know there are many.
The poor microphone.
I need for all straight men in the vicinity to understand.
Girlies,
That
if your
is all
straight
we're
boyfriend is
asking.
around, turn it up a little bit.
Turn it up a little bit
Yeah,
and talk to him about eye
subtly.
contact.
Yeah.
Eye contact whilst between
Whilst.
your legs.
That shot. Okay,
I just paused it at that moment. I was just like, maybe I should just pause the TV
yeah.
right now.
Maybe I should
You leave
soak
it
And I
this
just
in.
leave it there.
for so
for just
long.
a-
S will eventually walk past it and be like,
Yeah.
huh,
Interesting.
learnings.
What's that about?
So
Wow.
So y'all want eye
No,
contact
he
when
been
he's going
knowing
down.
about the eye contact.
yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
you want
we,
eye contact when he's going down on you.
yes, yeah, we done been knowing it.
The regular stuff was fine, but
They got the memo.
But yes,
Well, that's
all
the
the
same way
other
with every
yeah.
relationship. You just want eye contact when you're,
There's some distance there.
Yeah,
distance.
I got
What, between
some
the penis
issues I
and
still gotta
vagina?
work through. I
No,
don't know.
between his
Oh.
face and my face.
I was like, what, is the penis supposed to be higher so it's better eye contact?
No.
Ergonomics.
I don't want to make eye contact
No.
with the penis. I will say that I am heavily attracted to men, and yet I do not want to make eye contact with the
Y'all are
penis.
so anti-penis for
Yes, I
straight
am.
women.
And see, and that is the interesting thing about being a straight woman is I just don't really want to like eye to eye.
I'm
with
a
the penis.
interesting.
It's complicated.
It's a little bit aggressive. It's a little bit
Us last night in the group chat,
concerning sometimes. It's situational.
So I think
Truly.
It's situational.
I
Some
honestly-
days I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. But then, there are some where I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that right now.
the thing about smut, and I believe this with my whole heart. The reason that it's hot is because of the woman. Mm-hmm. Like seeing,
Agree.
seeing a woman enjoy sex, that is what's hot.
I do not agree.
Well,
We may have
You do
y'all
not
may have
agree.
talked about this on the pod, and we may have talked about this just in real life. But we
in real life,
but with oh goodness, Tessa Bailey, the way she describes a penis, I'm like,
Yes.
that's kind of hot.
we have talked
Actually,
about that.
I think I'm into that. But any other, I'm
Right.
like, stop saying cock. Why are you saying cock so much?
Cock?
Quit saying the word cock.
Ew. Well,
never heard the word
I'm
cock
gay and
this
it
much.
cock.
Cock.
If you're listening, everyone just say cock.
1, 2, 3.
Cock. What is going on?
I almost,
We've lost control. Father
You can cut
God,
this
we
out.
have lost control.
Jesus be a fan.
Jesus be
Lord in heaven.
came out like a ram in a thicket.
Girlies, here's what I want you to do. If you're having issues with
Eye
your
contact, clearly.
man going down on you, I want you to just sit them down in front of the television, give them some screen time, and just press play on that episode and maybe just pause it.
At what time?
Give them their little iPad.
5107.
5107.
And just pause it. And there's a flash of a moment where the camera is sort of on Kate's belly and you sort of see Anthony's eyes, but his mouth is not quite visible.
We wonder what he's doing.
Yeah.
And you see her leg bent.
Yeah, and his head is kind of framed between her
Possibly
thighs.
between her legs?
Yeah, it's actually very interesting to look at. So
It's data. Thank you so much.
It's important
Data.
data to take.
For science, I think you should watch it.
Yes, just for science, really.
And then watch the other point of view where his hand is
It's
just all over.
clutched onto her breastbone.
All the way from down there.
All the way up. All the
Can
way
it
up.
reach?
Got long arms.
You can reach
You can
it?
see the veins.
Well, yeah, you can.
You can.
You can see the veins in
Actually,
his
no, good.
hand and his forearm.
Here we go.
I love a
he's
vein.
gripping her chest with
The forearms, we've had that numerous times about
We
how
love
much we all
forearms on
enjoy
this
forearms.
podcast. This is actually a forearm
We
podcast.
endorse the forearm. That's all this is.
Forearms and foreskin. I gotta go.
No, that's the title of this episode.
Father, forgive me for I have sinned.
Jesus be offense.
And it's not here to take care
Father
of
God.
us.
You said forearms and foreskin. Yeah. That's the episode.
Forearms and foreskin.
Because we were talking
That's our
about
new title.
when
Oh, yes.
Time for a rebrand.
Yeah. We've just never done that before.
Smut Club, where
Okay,
forearms and
so
foreskin win.
Anna will appreciate this. I'm glad she's back now from handling
am.
whatever it was she was handling.
It's fine.
I heard
the
loud
baby
dogs
dogs.
screaming.
It was
yeah.
it was some baby dogs.
Doggies no
So-
scream.
Yeah, doggies no scream.
Savannah's kid says.
Anna,
Doggies no
scream.
scream.
Doggies no scream. Doggies no scream. Anna, to recap for our audience, like, what fantasy do I have the most?
Rescue.
A rescue.
A rescue
Fantasy,
fantasy. It's all
baby.
your. So, like, if I were the kind of person to take notes on these and not be doing laundry while taking the while doing these, I would have noted very distinctly. This is Katie Bird's fantasy.
I love danger and I love a
she
rescue.
hit her little noggin and she was so sad. She was out and he was doing such a big concern.
Carried
He was
her
doing a
all
big
the
old
way
concern.
fucking home.
He did a scoop. He was
small girl.
He was distraught. He
And
was
he
like,
ran in. He was like, "Find the ER.
Call the
Whoever-
surgeon.
The
Call the
ER.
surgeon.
You know,
Call the ER."
Kaylee, if you were to
He-
really want to role play with all you would have to do, this might be TMI.
to get hurt.
Yeah, well, just lay around the house and act like you've just fell down the stairs.
just lay down.
Or lay down in that middle section of the stairs, just be like, help me. Sorry.
I've
that
fallen
was
and I
popcorn.
can't get
That
up.
was an excitement. But all you gotta do is like, oh no, I did hurt myself. Or,
You,
can
we
role
haven't
play
done
that.
this before.
oh,
You act like it hasn't happened. They did.
Father God.
Please.
Jesus be
They've been
offense.
together for many minutes.
Virgin Mary over here. I'm so sorry.
You think
We started
roleplay
praying
hasn't
too
come
while
in
you were
before?
gone. We started praying while you were gone too. I said, Father
We
God,
We
did pray.
did. We had a small session.
not my Lord.
I needed to be forgiven for my
Forgiveness.
sins.
Okay, I do.
I missed
Yeah.
As it should
I committed so many sins while you were gone.
Oh yeah, I could see that happening.
I did make a note here about the horse ride that says I'm laughing because everyone in Bridgerton feels one feeling and they say got a blast. She said I'm out.
feeling, and then
There it is.
She said gotta go.
I can hear again.
Everyone, every
Conrad.
single main character, yes, every single main character feels a fucking feeling, and they Conrad out of there. They hit the power walk.
Wait, so in yours and A's role play, what did that look like?
I'm not talking about that on this podcast.
Why? This is a smut podcast.
That's my
Smut is-
personal sex
personal
life.
smut.
You're right.
So personal smut.
This
we
is more
do-
public smut.
We
Yeah,
hint
that's fine.
at, but we're not explicitly talking
Okay.
about. Because
That's
we
also
signed an
I
NDA.
like
Yeah.
men on
Did
their
we?
knees.
Yeah, that's off the
anyway.
On
To be clear, we do talk about it, just not on the pod.
Yeah, to be clear, let's just stop.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
In great detail, actually.
Okay, so these episodes kind of take place, like there's no time gap. Like episode 8 picks up right where episode 7 ends. He's carrying her inside, and he is carrying her to fucking safety. Call for the surgeon. Yeah.
Competence.
And
What happened? Oh, she flipped off the horse and hit her head.
Yeah.
She
So
needs stitches.
my first note here is maybe a therapist can describe why I like this so much, but like Anthony being so worried and just like stressed and like throwing himself into his work, and he's like, I don't know what to do. It's like maybe I need
I
to
don't know what to
It's
do.
possibly you
Are you
feeling
ready
like you're
for
not
me?
worth caring about.
Okay, thank you, Savannah. I was going to say, this has to do with the inability to express your needs and have people need them. And so it feels so meaningful
It's
whenever...
possibly someone just selflessly
So
caring about you.
You did point blank ask for a therapist to analyze this, and so we would love to share with you.
So let me tell you.
I really just joking was like, maybe my therapist can tell me why I like
We
this.
were like,
And then we said, sure, no problem.
this has to do with feeling like your own needs are not prioritized as a caregiver in this world.
Well, anyway,
Anyway, moving on.
You're really just going to skip right on over that,
Yes,
aren't
I
you?
am. At minute 6.
Because she's got a blast.
Gotta
Thank you for going to mine.
gotta blasted.
Gotta go.
Got a blast. Got a blast. Absolutely not.
Oh,
I just wanted to see if mine was before yours. Before I
Anthony
said
was
it.
walking away really fast. I was scared. I thought he was going to blame himself. I thought that's where their story was going to go. Like they were actually he was going to do something really bad. And then where are you at?
Never.
6.
5. I said, do we think Anthony is being too tough on the family? Like I understand he's the head of the household, but is his delivery wrong?
Well, if you say something mean, no one will understand your meaning. So that is not to tone police, but
The tone, please.
if you say something with unkindness, people are not going to hear what you're actually saying. They're only going to hear the tone that you are delivering it in.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, yeah.
So, yeah, that kind of ties into what I'm going to say. Anthony is obviously, he is putting his feelings on his siblings who don't deserve that. But his siblings do a great job of putting him in his place. And he's
They
like,
have no problem.
yeah,
doing that.
he's like, Benedict, go do your fucking doodles. And Colin, you spent all this money. And Eloise, you're being a brat. And they all have something to, like, Benedict stands up. He's like, I will go do my doodles, actually. And, like, they all have something to say. And because they know he's overreacting about something. And they're used to him being a little dramatic. It's okay. Yeah.
It's got
Who's among us is not
I've
dramatic?
never had a big feeling.
I don't know. Can't relate.
Can't relate.
Never put my feelings on anybody else. Anyway,
Truly, what I do find to be funny is that my argument for Anthony is, well, he saw his daddy die. He was with his dad.
he feels
And
sad
yet,
inside.
I hate Conrad. So
Oh,
Just
well.
interesting. it's interesting how that works.
The turntables. So you're willing to not be like, get fucking Conrad out of my face, but you're
No, I
not
still
like, get
think that.
Anthony out of my face.
Yeah, Anthony turns it around at least.
Because he had
Yeah.
an excuse.
Anthony says his
That's
words.
actually pretty interesting.
He
There's
says
correlations, but you're willing
He
to
uses his big boy
gap
words
that
at some
bridge.
point. Yeah.
Anthony did express himself more.
Yeah.
Took
He says his
ownership.
words.
Yeah.
He also, yeah.
Did the slow burn of
Yeah.
it all give you a little bit
Before
more
I get
appeasement
into
for
it too
him?
much.
Like, was
Yeah.
the slow burn more time for you to like not absolutely just want to fucking murder him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that may have helped a little bit. I could have done with more sex though.
Same.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
that.
interesting.
I mean,
Yeah.
the overarching
Oh.
point to be made about this season is that it is a slow burn. There's sexual tension on top of sexual tension, and it does not get released until very late in the season. And then there is more sexual tension and more sexual tension, and then in like the last 10 fucking minutes of the whole fucking season, they come to a resolution, and it is just, it's a little frustrating to me.
I did talk about the conversation with Anthony and Violet and just how she was like, I hate that you were the one that was there. And I think about it every day. Like, I wish that I could change it. I want to take it away. And I started to cry when I was watching
Yeah,
it because
that's
I was
beautiful.
like, he's a grown man. I mean, he is a grown-up boy at this point, but he is her baby. That was her
Grown-up boy.
first baby. That's her first baby.
And those will be your babies
She's
one
thinking
day.
about that. She's thinking about like that's my child.
That's my
baby,
baby.
that just had to watch
Yeah.
that happen, and she thinks about that all the time because she's also seen she was there. I mean, and she apologizes, which I love and appreciate that she was like, "Look, I'm so
She took
sorry
ownership, yeah.
about what happened after that." And to her credit, she just lost her husband. And so like
Yeah.
I'd go to shit too.
She shouldn't have had to
Honestly,
apologize.
yes.
And she took ownership.
She should have had support.
over how that hurt him.
Exactly. She
Yeah.
should have had support, and Anthony shouldn't have been the one that had to support her.
Correct.
A lot of things didn't need to happen
Yeah.
the way that they did.
Yeah,
he
for
didn't need to die. Just to go right to the beginning.
Yeah.
And
It shouldn't
just
have been that
the
way.
that she was like, I want to take that away, and like I just could not stop thinking about how I think what made me cry is because I know when she looks at him in a fictional world, she's thinking about the baby, and she's thinking about the baby Anthony, and she's thinking about, oh my God, that was my toddler that just had to watch his father die. And like, I can't.
Yeah.
Just the idea of it is terrible. And then I love the way that she talks to him about how she's like, but real love is so worth it.
Yes,
And
I
she
love
was
that.
like, all of this is to say, I do it again.
It's worth it.
Yeah,
Because real
I
love
would
is
do it
so
again.
worth it. Don't lose her.
It was
Get her.
really poignant
Yep.
to hear her say, and this is something that I think a lot of folks who've experienced loss, it's like, well, why would I ever, that hurts so much, why would I ever,
I don't ever want to feel that
you know,
again.
believing in love after love? Like, why would you ever risk it because this hurts so much? Maybe folks have had experiences when they've lost someone, and it's just, it is worth it. It is worth it. The love is worth it.
Yeah.
And it's for whatever
worth it.
reason,
Yeah.
you know, the universe, our souls, who can say it's just, it matters.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's worth
Love is worth
pursuing.
it.
Love is worth
and
it.
love is worth it. Yeah.
Love is worth pursuing, and Violet captures that so beautifully because we kind of see so many, like, gosh, we see them go through it, and to hear her after all of that saying, like, no, I would do it all over again
Yeah.
if it meant that I got to be with your father. And it's
She
like, oh
says
my
that.
God.
She said this was the worst time in my life, and I would do it again.
And I would
Yeah.
do it
Because
again.
I got to have the time with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
just-
and
ugh.
what a lesson to Anthony too, and I think it is part of what helps move him towards fucking common sense and move him towards being with Kate, because it's like, no, this is, you're so afraid of this, you're so afraid of love and true intimacy, and it actually is worth it.
It's a
Yeah.
good tie-in from when he talked about it in an earlier episode where he was like, I can never be that. I can never be the cause of this for
I can never
someone.
do that to
I will
someone.
never marry someone for love because I can never be the cause of this. And then his mom finally at the end was like, do it. It's worth it. You wouldn't have gotten your father if I hadn't married for love. And then he talks to his sweet baby brother about how much he loves
that
his
is
daddy.
so
Yeah, that was
beautiful.
really
sweet.
sweet.
Yeah.
Brother.
Well, and it's something to be said that, like, yeah, like great grief is so heavy and so devastating, and it does not, like, the love is still greater. What is grief if not love? Remembering, and it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And
That's what gathers us here together today.
Yes.
we're talking about a lot about romantic love, but any kind of love
Any kind
is
of love.
worth it.
Yeah.
I feel a little silly, but I was, and not to make us all cry, but I was thinking about my golden retriever. I was thinking,
Oh, I'm not ever not thinking about my dog.
I know. Well, I remember, and this is personal, but I remember seeing my dad had lost a golden retriever in the 80s, and he like, if I brought it up right now, he would still get choked up. He would still tear up about
Yeah.
it. And he's never gotten another dog. I've gotten dogs, but he hasn't. And I got my golden, and I lost her in 2018, and she was the love of my life, and just, like, you know, soul dog. And I've gotten dogs since then. Clearly, we've heard them barking their heads off, and it's. I took a different path. No disrespect. I respect people's journeys, but I took a different path of, like, the love was worth it. And it's worth it to get
Yeah.
another, because it's a nightmare to lose them, but it's
Yeah. Does it fill the
Yeah.
hole?
That was
it's a different whole. It's a
Yeah.
different.
Yeah,
it
it's
actually
different.
expands your heart, because it will never. But it makes it so much more poignant, because I know what it feels like to lose.
Yeah.
And so I love these babies in such.
Savannah, I
Yeah,
can't
I'm
with
not
you.
doing that.
I cannot.
Your space grows.
Yeah, your heart.
Your
grows.
heart-
Everyone
yeah.
stop it.
Anyone who's loved and lost, you know
Yeah.
that that's what it is. It doesn't replace that other
Yeah.
loved one, whether it's someone you love, or whether it's someone, because that person or that
Everyone
creature
stop
is
looking.
irreplaceable.
Yeah.
They're irreplaceable.
Oh my God.
And it's not
not-
that
we're
they
not
will
looking at
ever
each other.
take their place, but that's the beauty of it, is as our hearts have the capacity to expand, and that's why life is worth living. We keep on going.
That was the exact conversation I actually had with my mom, because so we lost our childhood dogs in August, and then I lost Obi in June. And you know, my mom was like, I'll never get another dog ever. I'll never do this again.
And I hear that.
And when we lost our dogs in August, I was like, not even, I mean, my dog was 4. And so I was not thinking that was going to happen anytime soon. And so I was like, you're never going to get another dog. Like, you're never
This is
gonna,
so worth it,
You're never
though.
going to want to feel this again. And then I lost my
Yeah.
dog. And at the time, of course, I was like, yeah, I get that. But I literally got into the car after losing my dog, and I looked at my husband and I said, I was like, I just want to be very clear that I am going to want to get another dog.
Yeah.
And because I was like, I feel this way, and yet I can't not ever, I can't never feel the way I did when I
Yeah.
had this dog before. And I did not know 2 months later we were going to get another dog. But I was like, you know, I can't just never feel this way again. And that, I had a really hard time actually with my mom
The love is worth it.
about maybe like a month, I think, after we lost our dog. And I I was sitting with her and things come out when you've been drinking, but we were talking and she was like, you want to get another dog? And I was like, yes, I do want to get another dog. And she was like, you're going to do that again? And I was like,
actually, yes.
I am going to do that again.
Because
and it
the
does
love
not
is
mean that I
worth
don't love him anymore. Like, if anyone who knows me can tell that I have not been doing very well. And so it's like, I just don't
It's
feel
not replacing.
Exactly. And so I was like, first of all, I need it for myself, but also like I want my kids to grow up with dogs. And so if anything, like I want the boys to have a dog in the house. And it feels different, but it feels good to come home and to have a dog in the house. Yeah. And maybe you do come home and your door frame has been chewed up and you're like, wow, that's annoying. But also, I got a dog in the house. And it's very different, but
the love is worth it.
But it's still, it's a different kind of love.
Much better.
Yes.
Because I've had a long, lonely life, and I can't imagine.
It's the
I will
same
not
thing
cry.
people say
I just
about...
don't. Prince has got 10, he's only 10, well 9, but he's got a long life ahead of him. But I can't imagine like the day where he's then going to be gone, and he got me through my 20s.
Yeah, no.
And I still don't have the family, or I don't have all the other resources, and I'm sitting there thinking, it's been me and him for a long time.
Well, you'll have us.
Yeah, you have chosen family.
Yeah,
Well,
I can't even like imagine.
Your heart expands.
That's why I held so much space for you when we was talking about it at the chop house. I was like, I didn't even want to imagine.
That was my thing.
That's a hard time.
With
we are not
my
crying.
boy was
We are
just
not.
that S and I got married, and a month later we got our baby, and so like it very much so felt like we were not a family until we got him, and so then we were a family, and then we lost him, and so it was like.
Yeah.
This dog made us a family, and I was not doing well, and then we got him, and I was doing really good, and so it was like, I mean, just my emotional spike. Like I was really not in a good place, and then we got our dog, and I was the best I'd ever been. Everything was wonderful, everything was awesome, and I was just I was just skipping around, and then we had our baby, and they loved each other, and everything was perfect, and like COVID was so. I hate even saying this out loud because I know that COVID was so hard for so many people, and so I feel terrible. Saying that I benefited so much from it, but like I got to spend 365 days plus with my dog because I got to be home and we got to have
that much
so much time together. We spent every single day together. We would go to bed and then he would get into bed when S would leave, and we would get out of bed at 8:28 and we would jump on our work meeting, and it was just like we just got to spend so much time together, and it was so wonderful.
But that was life giving you that time because you didn't know at that time that life was going to take it away.
Well,
you know,
and I love
it's worth it.
Here as you look back, like I'm sure that there are. I know I've heard like the hard things and the regrets, but you're calling out the beautiful themes of things that went well, and that you're because
this took a turn.
You're looking at
and you're keeping it in because this is so relatable. This is so relatable.
And the Marjorie of it all. And the
Marjorie of it all.
Because we hold the grief and the joy at the same time. And the joy is what sustains us into opening our hearts again to love again.
Yeah.
And there's, we can get another dog.
Yeah.
But there's some people that we can't get.
Yeah.
There are some people that we can't replace.
Yeah.
But it still takes courage to love again.
Yeah.
And to let people back into your heart.
Yeah.
And so.
Because we're feeling it in different ways.
And it's true. I mean, grief is grief. And it looks different
took a turn
for every person.
Reference our not so happy place episode. Talk about
it's the vodka.
Yes.
Oh no.
Yes.
It's the expensive $45 vodka.
As it turns out, Bridgerton is not a safe place.
Club. Real places are a safe place. Actually,
Yeah.
But
all right. So
there's our
someone
theme song
segue this. Segue somehow out of this.
Well, anyway, Violet. Well, I do want to honor that Violet does beautifully express for those who've experienced loss. She beautifully expresses that the love is still worth it, and it's worth it to put your heart out there, and it's worth it to connect because the love is worth it. Yeah. And whether it's a dog you've lost, or a parent, or a loved one in any capacity, it still matters. Love is love, and it's worth it.
Very valid to feel any of the feelings you're feeling. If you're pissed because you can't replace the person you're lost, or not replace, but get another person that you've lost, or if you're sad, or if you do get to a point where you feel like you can love again, all of it's valid. It's all okay.
And
it doesn't matter how long you stay angry. It doesn't matter how long you stay sad. All of it is okay.
This is not an advice podcast in any way, but I just have to plug that the stages of grief have been disproven, and they have been noted that stages of grief are not. That's not how it works. It's not like
just
that.
like a.
And I have this beautiful graphic that I give clients, and it's like Savannah's making all these arrows and all these. It's so messy.
Yeah.
Like, because we're human.
And it's harmful, honestly, because you say, like,
We can't
okay, you
move
go
through those
into denial,
stages.
and then you go into anger, and then you go into this. And so then you feel crazy because you're like, wait, I think I'm back in denial, but I thought I was in acceptance, but I've gone back to anger. And, like, that's the
Grief
human
is
experience.
love remembering.
That's
and
exactly
so it's
right.
messy. And it's
You're going to feel all of it at different times, and that's okay.
And that's why you need people who care and people who understand.
Yep.
And so that's what we do with
Yep.
people we love. Oh, yeah. We have laughed. We have cried.
I think, was that the episode?
We're all fine. Everyone's feeling great.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Anyway,
We have to
love
go
is
dance.
super worth it.
Right, we have to go dance later.
So, to
Grief and joy.
Yeah,
summary,
Actually-
love is worth it.
Yeah, grief and joy can coexist. You
Yeah,
can
they
cry,
do.
and then you can also go to a fucking dance party because
Yeah, you can.
yeah,
You can
that's
cry
With your
okay.
best
talking about
friends and
something
have
that
a
makes you
good
happy.
fucking time.
Yeah.
You can do both.
Right.
For those of you who are still in the thick of a season where it's like, oh, how can I ever laugh and dance again? And it's like, actually, the beautiful
can.
part
Eventually
is that
you will.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You
And I
hold
imagine-
both.
Eventually you will.
And it doesn't feel like that. Like, I imagine people probably
yeah.
told you that. People told me that. And it's like,
Get it? Yeah.
people say, like, you will. And at the time, you're like, fucking
Yeah.
ain't no way.
you.
Ain't no way. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is true. It
I
feels.
should not be happy.
It
Human
doesn't. I know.
capacity
It feels
is
like it carries
wild.
no weight, but then all of a sudden you're going to wake up and it will feel that way. But
And it doesn't erase. It doesn't.
No.
Yeah.
It
we
doesn't
hold
go away.
both. We
And
hold
it's
both.
not cyclical either. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe one day you feel great, and then the next day you don't. And that's okay.
And that's okay. And if someone says, "How are you doing today?" and you say, "I feel okay," that doesn't mean that you don't still care.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that
Yeah.
you're not still thinking about it. It just
Good
means
point.
today is an okay day. And
Yeah.
you don't feel like you have to say, "It's okay, but my dog died." Like, I just feel like I had to do that for a long time.
Yeah.
But that's not what you have to do.
Yeah.
It's
Our
okay.
hearts
Sometimes it
grow
can be
to
an okay
hold.
day. Yep.
Yeah. Our hearts grow to hold lots of different things. And tonight's we hold grief and
Anyway.
we hold silly joy. And this is such a great example of that.
There will always be space for more joy.
Yeah. Because the grief is heavy enough.
It's gonna stay
Right.
there, but there's gonna be more room for other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay.
Our hearts expand.
I think we've talked about that on the podcast before, so reference our other episodes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know where the fuck we are.
So I suppose we jump back into this.
At some point, these Regency era folks have steps.
Okay,
And
so
that's
I don't
what
know where
gathers
the
us
fuck
here
we
together
are.
today.
I think
skip
we'll
over my
dive
next
back in
note.
right here. I love the conversation between the two sisters because it's such a rupture repair where Edwina is very honest and she's like, I don't feel like I even know who you are, but I would really like to. And so let's start over. Like, hi, like I'm your sister. Let's start over. Let's get to know each other.
That's so good. That is so. Yeah, that was a great example, and it is because we had a near-death experience, but it was such a poignant that's the word of the day. But just like, oh, I want to continue this relationship with you. I don't hold this against you. I'm hurt, but I'd like to know what's going on. How are you, sis? Like, what's going down here? Let's take another bath together.
We have 15.
Let's take another bath together.
not another
Let's get in that
bath.
copper pot.
15. When she woke up and immediately asked why the Viscount didn't visit her, I was like, that was a little tough.
But then Anthony proposes out of obligation, which is not what Kate wants.
Oh, hated that.
That sucked.
20. Eloise is so close, and I'm so nervous. How is she going to find out? Oh, that she was really digging in. She had her Nancy Drew hat on.
She sure did.
Yeah, and I was
She was
proud of her
a
too.
Nancy Drew
And she
era.
done find out.
She was
and it's
figuring it
rough.
out.
She was gonna fuck around and then absolutely
And then
find
she
out.
found the fuck out.
She found out.
She
Yeah.
turned Penelope's room inside out and upside
Yep.
down.
She
Yeah.
fucked around and she found out immediately.
Yeah.
She landed on the truth.
25. I put finally a proposal. It only took 7.5 episodes. Wait, India, no. I hate the
Wait,
stupid-
India,
Wait,
no.
India.
Wait, India.
Because she said
She's going back to
Anthony
India.
proposes.
She said she's
Oh.
going to move back to
And
I
she's
put wait,
like,
India,
I'm gonna
no. Okay.
I will say, I mean, Kate is stubborn as all get up, but I do love that Kate is like, I'm good.
Yeah.
This is
That's what I want.
proposal.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
going to do that.
This is out of obligation,
Yeah.
and I slept with you with consent.
Hey.
and I'm good.
She talked to her mom about that. She was like, we did stuff and he proposed out of obligation. I don't like it. And I love that.
You were all I wanted, but not like this.
but not like
But not like
this.
this.
Yeah,
No,
all you
no.
have to do was stay, but not like that.
Yeah.
I put finally the proposal. Then she want to go back to India. I put I hate this stupid fucking show. It's a big bag of shit, fucking shit mess. I'm very upset. I wish you would have read this. In all caps, I'm very upset. My gay 33 years upset by
My gay 33 years.
Crosses bridge with me at 25. I put Eloise, let your guard down.
Cross
Sis.
the bridge with me. Pause. Which bridge?
The dick
Cool
bridge.
Summer Bridge?
The dick bridge.
Oh my.
Because I put this is a big bag of shit, fucking shit mess, fucking shit. I'm
bag of
upset.
shit.
I like
Eloise.
that you expressed your feelings.
I did. Eloise, let your guard down. He's so cute. Theo, oh my god, can Eloise and Theo have a season 4? Clearly already thought that. Now I'm at 39. Now I've caught up.
Okay.
Cool.
So
Go.
Eloise is they're at a ball, and Eloise is talking to Violet. It's basically like, I don't want to disappoint you, but I think I need to leave. And Violet says to Eloise, "What would disappoint me is seeing you start to care what anyone else thinks. That would not be you."
Woo!
So
Hi.
You look so beautiful. Look at your sweatshirt.
I'm ready.
Oh my god.
Get in here.
Wait, say hello.
Hi.
Yes.
everyone, welcome Hope to the podcast.
Yay. Ooh, yeah, do that. Yay. Oh my
we're
God.
landing this plane. We love.
We're doing our best. We're trying.
We're almost there.
Trying to land this
Almost
plane.
there.
We're gonna do it. Okay.
Do it. I'll be fine. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Would you like to say a word to our listeners?
A word. A word is hello, listener. That's our friend Hopi.
Dressed in a beautiful sweatshirt that you cropped. I love.
Love it.
Love.
All right, we're gonna get this done because we got things to do
Yes.
and places to be and
Pizza
drinks
to eat and
and
Taylor
drinks
Swift to dance.
to drink. 42 minutes. So Kate and Edwina have repaired their relationship, and Edwina's like, I think we should take to the floor. And Kate's like, with who? And she's like, with each other, baby girl. So
That
the
is
two
so
girlies, they go out on
Just
the dance
dancing.
floor and
That's
they
what I have. I have
dance.
sisters dancing.
It's so
They're just dancing.
That's us.
It's us. We all do.
We're gonna go dancing.
Say.
I slow dance with my friends all the time at weddings.
Why not? Why not?
Like yeets himself to where the yard games are, and if he
X
doesn't,
is out of there.
if he doesn't get to the dance floor within 5 seconds of the slow song playing, I'm like, I'm the first bridesmaid I find. You're gonna be my dance
Ask me
partner.
if I have a man. I said I don't remember. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember.
He is. If there's a cigar bar, I'm not seeing him the rest of the night.
Yeah.
He's out of there. I have not a memory of A at my wedding. Not one.
Oh wow.
So I do.
I have many a memory of
Introvert of
Katie.
all
I am not a memory of A.
I do have a memory, mostly. Well, not because I remember the actual wedding, because I don't.
A little bit same.
I remember the next day he was like, I really enjoyed grinding.
What?
I was like, in the way A would say that.
Did you get a hickey as well?
I was like, oh, great.
I'm glad.
Really enjoyed
I don't remember
grinding.
doing that, but
Apparently we did.
great.
I think we do have footage of y'all singing our team's song at the end on
Whilst
on
drowning?
our
Grinding
wedding video.
song.
I don't know if
That's a therapist.
I'll pull it up.
I'm
I'll
sure
pull
it's
up the wedding video. Yeah.
really attractive.
But
Actually,
there
you
is
can drop
definitely
that immediately
it's
into the group
us
chat.
and then y'all and like another one of our friends and we're singing it. We're singing the song. Anyway, if you're getting married, let us know. We'd love to come.
yeah, hey, seriously, invite us because we will perform Defying Gravity for you, and that's for free.
benefits. So
Okay, we're gonna land this plane right now. Let's go. Okay, so Colin and Penelope dance, and it's so freaking cute, but it's also heartbreaking because Colin's a piece of shit at the end of this episode. Then, at 48 minutes, we get the opening notes to Wrecking Ball, a strings version of Wrecking Ball.
Version of Wrecking Ball.
Yes, and Anthony and Kate are dancing, and he looks her in the eyeballs and says, "Just keep looking at me. No one else matters."
I know.
Talk dirty to me by Count Bridgerton.
That's around in the same category as when they were saying, "I'll stop right now," and she said, "No, don't stop.
Don't stop.
Don't stop."
Don't
I was like,
stop, baby.
Uh-oh.
Put your hand on my chest like this.
And then Queen Charlotte
Yes.
endorses, and she says, "Are we all on the same page?" And then everybody's like, "Yep."
Yep.
She said, I actually
Sounds-
changed my mind.
I
She
changed
said,
my mind.
I was the one that changed my mind. And then you know who steps up? And I said, fine, I take it back, Edwina.
She did a protect.
And she says,
don't
they look cute?
Off the prince.
Yes, she said, "Would you like to meet my nephew? He's a fucking prince. Congratulations, Diamond of the Season."
Take it.
Okay.
Final 5 minutes.
Hard cut from Queen Charlotte. Queen Charlotte's always on the right side of history. We love her. Hard cut to Eloise digging through Penelope's stuff like a little rat, and that's just shit is spread all over the floor.
Shit.
Like a little raccoon.
And Penelope's like, what are you doing? Yeah, literally. It's Russian.
Little trash panda.
These besties imploded.
They did.
Their best friend fight was horrible to watch, and Penelope's like, I did this all for you because I wanted you to respect me, and like all of these things. It was heartbreaking, and Eloise basically ends the conversation by saying, I never wish to see you again.
Yes.
So that was devastating. That is where season 3 will pick up.
Yes.
Because we know this is going to be Penelope's Gilligan's, aka all addresses.
Perfect.
And then Lady Featherington actually has a little bit of a redeeming moment. She kicks out little Antler Boy, and
She sure does.
she's like, "You're gonna."
After she made out with him. Well,
We're not.
They had a little kiss. They had a little kiss.
I skipped over that moment.
It was super weird.
I skipped over it because I didn't like it.
I did not like it one
Whose
bit.
kiss?
The new
Lord
Lord
Featherington.
Portia.
The Featheringtons.
The feathering tops.
The featuring tops.
tops.
And he was like, he basically was like, well, what are you gonna do? Like, who are you to tell me? And she says, I'm a mother.
Ooh, I got the chills.
Yes,
I got the
bitch.
chills.
I got chills, and I'm not a big Lady Featherington
I don't
fan.
like her,
I am
but
not either.
That made me tear up. She said, "I'm a mother."
My note is suddenly I respect Portia because he said you're a cruel, and she said I'm a mother. And I said that's correct.
She's standing up for her daughter.
She's like, you know what? My daughters, they're kind of annoying and they're a little weird, but they're mine.
She said those young
We finally
ladies, they're
respected her.
conniving
Yeah.
or whatever
Yep.
she said, and she said, but those are mine.
Yeah.
Those
We
are
found
my
it.
young ladies.
That
And I
was-
did what I fucking had to do, and I said, fuck yeah.
That's right, bitch.
Fuck
That's
yeah,
what you
mama.
do.
You
Yep.
did. You did exactly what you had to do.
In it, and like Shonda, our girl Shonda, did
Shonda.
such a beautiful job throughout this of like creating complex enough characters for the main characters anyway, where we're like, oh, I think I like
hate
this
her. And then you like her.
Like, I think I like this person. Wow, where did this come from?
Yeah.
So yeah, she just did that with Lady Featherington, which we didn't think was possible.
Well,
but-
I think I even say that. Maybe up here. Yeah, I
They're
made
like,
a comment.
wait,
I was
we
like,
love
I
her.
can't stand her in episode 7. And then at the very end, I was like, oh,
There she
suddenly
is.
I
There
respect
she
her.
is.
Yep.
Yep.
well, a complex character. Who would thunk it?
Yep.
59 minutes. Colin, little bitch.
Little bit.
He's
He's
talking.
gonna have to answer for his crimes.
He's talking with his bros, and they're like, "We saw you dancing with Penelope."
Oh, I hate the way she feels. Oh, I hate how she feels like that.
And he's like,
Hate
"I
that
would
for her.
never dream of courting Penelope Featherington."
Well, fuck you, Colin. And I'm a Colin
That
stan.
is how the season started with Anthony pulling his bullshit.
Yeah.
But I cannot wait to see him eat those fucking words.
Eat 'em.
I thought you were gonna
Right.
say something else.
Well,
Eat that pussy, baby.
both of them. Both.
And where?
Oh my god.
In the carriage.
In the
public?
carriage, in front of a mirror. Let's go.
Smut.
I mean,
I can't wait for you to watch.
Ew.
woo!
I can
Okay.
see you.
And then finally, at 1 hour, Anthony says his words. He speaks his words, and that's all we ask is
Big
for
boy uses his grown-up boy words.
Yes, you
he
get-
says how he actually fucking feels.
express.
And that's how he's different from Conrad.
correct.
There we go.
And now we've come back around.
Yes. There we go.
I know I am not perfect, but I will humble myself before you
Right.
because I cannot imagine my life without you. And then Kate responds.
We don't ask for much.
We don't ask for much. Kate responds, "You know there will not be a day that you do not vex me." And then he uses her full fucking name, and he said, "Is that a promise, Kathani Sharma?
Bye. The full name. The full name.
Is that a promise,
Is that a promise, Captain?
Kathani Sharma?"
I'm out of here.
It was hot. It was hot.
I enjoyed it.
Because we know that's intimacy.
It was in fact smut.
And then this episode wraps up
Finally.
with the Viscount and Kate
Finally.
in bed. They're rolling around. They're doing a little
We see her
romp.
little nippy.
Yes.
So sweet.
Yes.
They
And
were so in love.
he does the thing where he breathes into her neck again and says, Viscountess, you have outdone yourself.
It's giving 2007. 2002, I'm so sorry. I'm so inebriated. Pride and Prejudice. Whenever he says, what does he say,
Oh,
Mrs.
when should I address you as,
so
as
inebriated.
Mrs. Darcy?
My pill for Sundays.
Yes, only when you are desperately, madly in
No,
love.
it's like perfectly incandescently happy. May you say, Mrs. Darcy,
Mrs.
and then it says,
Darcy.
"Oh well, how are you, Mrs. Darcy?"
Oh, so
Bye.
good. And then, as
Regency.
always, Lady Whistledown gets the final word, and Penelope set who we had thought was done writing, starts writing, and she says, "Gentle Rita, you thought I was silenced, but you thought wrong."
We're excited about Penelope.
That's right.
She is I mean, is she the main character of this whole series? Yes.
I mean,
Lady Whistledown.
she's the through line all the way through. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, she's got main character energy.
Yeah. Well, we did it in a very
We did
brief and very cohesive way of recapping 2 episodes of television for you.
It was
did this
really,
really well.
coherent and cohesive. That is our subtitle, actually. Not Smut is Better with Friends. Coherent and cohesive.
Thank you all so much
And what
for
was our title for this episode? It was really
Forearms
good.
and Foreskin.
Forearms and Foreskins. Alrighty.
Anyway, thank you all so much for listening. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Smut is Better with Friends on both. You can email us your thoughts, comments, feelings, suggestions at smutisbetterwithfriends@gmail.com. Pretty much wherever you want to find us, Smut is Better with Friends is where you can find us.
For legal reasons.
For-
and because it's adorable.
Yeah.
For legal reasons and because it's true.
Where to go?
And because it's true, y'all have the happiest of holidays.
Yes.
I need for every single listener to email, comment, whatever, DM us with the hottest Hallmark movie. Well,
Yeah.
whatever smutty things go down for you.
And also we love family drama, so send us your family drama.
I gotta know it.
Every bit. Sword Girl, we're
Yes.
talking to you, honey.
Sword Girl.
Or a girl dating Sword Guy.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Also, for our American listeners, Thanksgiving is coming up, so please have a safe and restful holiday. For our international listeners, y'all have a safe and restful next week.
And yet still send
holiday
us your
season.
family drama.
You can also, it's not exclusive. You can send us your family drama whenever you want.
Yes.
Every bit of it. We kind of specialize in this. Thank you so much for listening, y'all.
Yay.
And until next time, Viscountess, you have outdone yourself. Bye. We did it.
We did it.
We did it.
Thank God.